You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Wellness Wednesday, so that means it's time to talk with Claudine Cooper, who joins me in studio. Claudine, how are you this evening?
Hey, Mo, I'm happy to be here, but I am feeling the effects of working out every day. I'm super sore right now.
How is it you're super sore? I'm thinking that if you work out every day, your body becomes more acclimated, you're more accustomed to working out, and you don't feel the effects of lactic acid or muscle soreness. What's going on here?
Oh, no. Au contraire, mon frère. Oh, no. Here's the thing. I diversify my workouts specifically so I can see results, which means I'm doing different workouts every day, shocking my body. And for people who have reached a plateau, maybe some listeners are thinking like, I want to see some different results and I don't quite know how to do it. One of the ways you can do it is to incorporate new ways of movement. Now, I walk to work every day. We talked about this.
I've seen some of the videos.
I either walk home or I walk there. I do enlist my family to drop me off every now and then when I'm feeling lazy, but I also lift weights. I also do cardiovascular exercises. I do things like core-based workouts. And so that's why I'm suffering today, because I did a Pilates style class. And so my entire core is sore.
Okay. So do you have a regimented schedule? Yes, you may change your workout from day to day, but like, for example, is Thursday always leg day?
No, absolutely not. Not in my case. Now, I do feel like having a schedule can help you stay disciplined and motivated. For example, you know that on the weekends, you're going to do your martial arts,
of course.
Right? So you have a specific schedule that allows you to stay on track with your movement. And that is one of the cheat codes that I give to people. Put it in your calendar, make it a schedule. But if you can diversify the movement, in other words, yes, if you've blocked off Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon for your movement, for your exercise, I strongly encourage people to try something new. Cycle, running, you can do swimming, a class, something like that.
I would love to swim, but I don't have a pool in my backyard. It's only about the size of the studio. So, can't put a pool there, not even an above ground one. But take me through your week. There are classes which you're teaching, which also means you're participating in large part.
Well, look, there are some coaches, and I got a review years ago. I should tell this story. Oh, gosh. Okay, so every employee of a gym who is interfacing with members most likely is getting some kind of a review. So I teach group fitness classes, and so I was getting a review. And the manager that was reviewing me was letting me know that I was doing too much of my own workout, that I needed to focus more on coaching, less on doing. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, give me an example. Paint us a picture. Are you, like, I've been to one of your free community workouts, and I know what that environment looks like. Was the comment in response just doing something like that where, you're kind of working out up on stage and you have the class of people and your manager wants you to pay more attention to the people who are struggling out there?
It wasn't so much they wanted me to pay more attention to the people who are struggling as much as it was to focus more on verbal coaching instead of exhausting my body. So one of the things that group fitness trainers and personal trainers and probably most people who work in a gym do, we overdo it. We're known to overdo it. And so just being safe and saying, hey, you're teaching multiple classes. You don't have to go rep for rep in bicep curls. You don't have to do squat for squat. And I say that to say that every human being has their own learning style. Maybe you learn by visual learning. Maybe you learn from listening. But for me, I learn from people who I feel like can keep up. Like, I couldn't take being told what to do by someone who clearly couldn't do what they're telling me to do.
And it's the same in martial arts. There's nothing worse than trying to tell someone, okay, you need to throw a kick like this, and you can't even throw a kick, or you can't do the movement or demonstrate in a way that you have a level of proficiency. I get all that, but we started this talking about your recovery mode. So after you do way too much for far too long.
And I do, because I do it rep for rep with my classes. The best way that I recover is sleep. I need to get my rest.
Not the sauna. Not the hot spa.
I do the steam. I do the sauna. But those are what I would call additional recovery treatments.
Okay.
But the most natural and effective recovery treatment that every human being has access to is sleep. And when I say sleep, I mean getting a full night's sleep, or if not, taking a nice nap, which is what I did before I came here, why I'm so rested.
Why you're going to rub it in. But I do think about this. When I do work out hard, especially working out at night, I have the best sleep. My body is fatigued. My mind is also fatigued because it doesn't have the energy to concentrate on anything else. And it allows me to sleep deeper and to sleep much more restfully.
Most people who suffer from insomnia are ruminating over something that happened in their mind. That's what's waking them up. They're thinking about it, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, things like that. When you work out, like you said, even if it's later at the night or in the day or whatever, but when you work out, you're exhausting your body to the point where it's begging for rest. So that's just one of the benefits to working out. If a person does have anxiety, it does help to move that, I guess you could say, tension or that feeling out of your body, and provides you with better rest, really.
Words to live by.
I mean, look.
It's nice to know you're human and you actually are sore like the rest of us.
Yes. And there are so many new recovery treatments. There are, compression sleeves, and there are recovery red light therapy and saunas and all these different ways that are great. But if you're not getting your rest, you're setting yourself up for a myriad of issues.
If you're not getting your rest, you're setting yourself up for a myriad of issues. Yeah. Let's pause right there. It's Wellness Wednesday on Later with Mo Kelly. Claudine Cooper joins me in studio. Of course, go to ClaudineCooper.com. We'll have more in just a moment.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly. Later with Mo Kelly.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as we continue Wellness Wednesdays with Claudine Cooper. Go to ClaudineCooper.com. Claudine, before the break, we're talking about how you were sore, still are sore.
Still sore.
From working out, diversifying your workout.
That's right.
And I was saying in response to that, a good workout also impacts good sleep and good sleep habits, where it's okay to be tired because being tired lends itself to better sleep.
Well, sleep hygiene is one way to think of sleep, right? So like dirty sleep would be like, 2 hours, waking up, grab your phone, look at your phone, stay up for 2 hours, go back to sleep 2 hours, wake up, be tired, right?
Yeah.
And so it's funny, my daughter, she was taking care of some kids, babysitting, and she had to wake up really early for this babysitting job, let's say around like 5:30, 5:45 a.m. Well, if you know anything about teenagers, 5:30, 5:45 a.m.
It's not happening. It is not happening.
So then later on, after she had done that job, she says to me, Mom, so every day, that's what moms do. They get up every day, 5:30, 5:45. Yes, every day.
Adulting is hard.
Oh, adulting is no joke. And so just that one exposure to waking up, and then, when you are parenting, especially, I'm talking with my parents, but even parents who are getting up to walk the dogs and things like that, you have responsibilities. There is no, I'm going to sleep in, because you have to wake up and you have to do the adult thing, whether it's taking care of your children, walking your dog, going to work to pay the bills. And so I say that to say one little exposure she had, but what we talked about is how she didn't go to bed till 12:30.
Oh,
yeah.
She wanted to stay up late.
And then when you got to wake up early, and I know, listen, all of us have done it. You and I have definitely, probably, I'm guessing. I don't want to speak for you. Let me speak for myself. Let me speak for myself.
All of my 20s and most of my 30s, especially when I was working in the music business, we would stay out most of the night going to different clubs. Sometimes for work, sometimes for play.
Sure.
And then we would get in, let's say 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then we get back in the office by 7:30, sleep in our car for lunch and do it all over again the next night.
These kids could never. Okay, but this is what I want to say. I remember years ago, I was teaching my weight training class 8 a.m. on Saturdays. Now, I'm in my 20s. So 8 a.m. on Saturday, come on.
That's cutting into a good Friday night.
So I'll never forget this one time when I stayed out way too late and then I had to get up for my 8 a.m. class. And when I got there, there was a guy in the front, Ron. And Ron to this day, this was probably almost 25 years ago. Ron to this day still remembers this. I come in, he looks at me and he goes, wow, rough night. And I was like, is it that obvious? But look, I only had maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You know, I had partied the night before. I don't know what I was looking like, but clearly it was translating. And I say that to say, I'm using that as an example we can all laugh at because, you know, we've all been in our 20s and we've all burnt the candle at both ends, right? And some people still burning the candle at both ends today.
Not me. I'm
Not
serious.
me
I can't
either.
do it anymore. I physically can't do it.
No. I say if the party starts after 8 p.m., just leave me off the invite list.
Oh, you're preaching now.
I'm not.
Seriously. It's one of those things where if I'm not getting ready to go out by 6 o'clock,
Period.
it's going to be a short night.
Yes.
And I'm not going to make it to the door because it is better for me, my sanity, my sleep hygiene, that I get in the bed at a reasonable hour so I can get up. I don't care if I don't have anything to do the next day. It could be a Saturday night, for example.
Yep.
I'm not going out at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
No. And saying all that to say that even in our 20s, you know, we think we're invincible, but if someone could read that I had a hard night, then we're not really invincible. We're not fooling anybody but ourselves, right?
Look at here. All I can say is when I was in the music business, that hard night was just about every night. We did way too much, spent way too much money, and did all the stuff that you hear about in VH1 Behind the Music
yes.
you know, Unsung and all those.
We need a Mo Kelly Unsung episode.
I wish I could tell half the true stories of people I know.
You can't.
Things I've seen.
No.
Things I've done. I can't. And we talked about this when the Diddy story started to percolate. There are a lot of things that we all knew in the business that we couldn't say. One, because it was physically dangerous for us to reveal certain information.
Wow.
Physically dangerous. And also, I thought for the most part, it wasn't public knowledge, but it was out there where enough people knew that y'all shouldn't be surprised by this.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, I mean, me as a young woman during those days, I lived in New York City. So I'm going to tell you from the standpoint of being a young, somewhat attractive woman, we knew that it was a slippery slope to go play with the Diddy crew.
We're all in the same general age group, okay? So we would have been going to the same parties.
Yes, exactly. In different capacities.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And I do really feel like, going back to what we were talking about, as you get older, your tolerance for things that you're willing to do, and we could be talking about a numerous amount of things, but as far as staying out late and partying all night, we've done it. You know, we've lived. And now it's time to get in the bed and get some rest. But one of the ways that we can clean up our sleep is to turn off the screens. That's a big one.
Yeah.
The screen, whether it's on or not, if the notifications are going in our brain, even while we're sleeping, we're registering that our phone is buzzing.
My phone is on Do Not Disturb.
Same.
Every single night. I think it starts at 10 o'clock. And the only people who can actually contact me, my wife, my sister, and my mother.
They're on
directly.
Yeah.
Their call will come through no matter what. They have a special ring, all that kind of stuff. In the event of emergencies or what have you.
Yes.
If it's one emergency removed, like one of my blended sons, they have to call their mother, and then the mother will, roll over and nudge me.
Oh God, they're not on the list.
No, because like my son Miles, he'll text me at whatever time for no reason because he's working in the industry now.
He's up.
He's up at 2 or 3 in the morning, and he may get the idea to tell me something. He may be happy about something, want to share something with me. I'll get it at 9 in the morning.
Yeah. And they do like to send you videos at all hours.
All hours.
TikToks. And, that's actually a way for them to communicate with us is through sending videos and using social media posts. So I think it's good for us to still be tapped in to our phones and to know what's going on. But I also know that as we get older, sleep is no longer optional. Miles may be able to send you a video at 2:00 in the morning, but at 2:00 in the morning, at your age, Mo, you need to be asleep.
She singled me out. Did you hear that? She said at my age, not at our age, but my age. Just me.
Just you.
Just me, not Mark
I'm
Bronner.
a young spring chicken over here at 49.
You're not wrong, though. You are not wrong. I do need to have my ass in the bed at a certain time. And I can't. Mark Bronner, he's one of the last.
Don't you try to drag me into this, you coward.
I'm trying to say that you're one of the last living night owls.
Well, my schedule is just turned around. I get off work at midnight, and that's when I go home and do my writing. But this has nothing to do with me. Let's focus on you.
I was trying to give you a compliment. I was going to say that if my life depended on it, I don't think I could stay up till 3 in the morning. I just can't.
Physically, you can't.
You're pretty much guaranteed I'll be texting you at 3 a.m.
But it doesn't matter because it won't get through because it's on Do Not Disturb. You're not on the list, so you can't get through. It will not alert in any way.
I'll knock on your door.
You probably would. And then you might get greeted by another neighbor. You better be careful.
Don't you threaten me.
With a good time.
Claudine, I know you have your workout coming up real quickly. Let's always remind people.
Oh, yeah. They can find out all the information they need on ClaudineCooper.com. I teach a virtual workout every Friday, which is free at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Every Saturday, I teach a free outdoor workout, 9 a.m. Pacific time. West Coast, Best Coast. Thanks, Mo.
ClaudineCooper.com. See you soon.
You will see me next week.
Are you going to be coming to the pre-Halloween Later with Mo Kelly soiree on the 30th?
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Can't wait to get my costume together.
So everyone's going to meet Claudine Cooper too? In the flesh?
In the flesh.
All right. See you
Not
soon.
too much flesh, buddy.
Bye.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
A tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is the tax king.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Have you ever heard those commercials where sometimes the jingle is so good, you think they should turn it into a full-on song? That TurboTax commercial with comedian Adam Devine has been stuck in my head for 3 weeks straight. I always hear it. I always see it. And it's almost like an inside baseball joke because the music is reminiscent of a 90s R&B band. It is a play on that. The music is pretty good, actually, from a musical standpoint, even though it's a silly commercial about changing the person who's going to do your taxes. And I remember the first time, and I'm listening to it with different ears. When I hear this, like, wait a minute, this was really professionally done. This was pretty damn good. And the guy's not a bad singer.
A tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is the tax king.
That could be a full song if you actually turn it into a song. Now, Stefan, play. Actually, let me bring up the actual commercial so people can hear that. I'm just bumping around the house one day, and I hear the song. It's like, wow, that's what they call it. That's a banger. That song slaps. And then I realized, wait a minute, that's an actual commercial. They made a commercial out of that. Here it is. Here's the full commercial.
You're leaving me?
For a TurboTax expert who charges me less but gives me more. Sing it, Adam.
A tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is the tax king.
time to move on to a TurboTax expert.
This is the tax breakup.
This fall, switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat the price you paid your pro last tax season.
We don't really have jingles that much anymore. Yeah, you do on radio, but as far as TV, they don't employ the jingles as much as they should. They are really catchy. People do remember the product. I think it was it Wendy's who did the Biggie Bag? They did like an R&B song version as well. Mark, do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but you're reminding me of all the commercials that I think are so heinous that the people should be sent to prison, like that Jardiance commercial. The song. Oh my God.
Hey, Steph, did you find it? Go ahead. Yes. And if you look online, they're like remix versions of it. They're extended versions of it because they're only like maybe 3 seconds of the actual song they put in the commercial, but it's catchy.
That does not slap. The Biggie Bag one does not slap.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
We need a tiebreaker. Foosh, slap or no?
I think it slaps.
I've been outvoted on the slappage.
Okay, play Biggie Bag one more time, and then we'll play TurboTax, tax break. That works. And there's TurboTax now.
A tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is the tax break.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that commercial is that I don't know if you're familiar with the show Workaholics, but that was Adam Devine's show. And it's funny because the tax person is Eric Griffin, who's also on the show. And I'm like, they got both of them? That's crazy.
Yes.
And then, so I was like, that's pretty cool. And I just kind of left that alone. And then the song started and I was like, damn, this is actually pretty good.
Workaholics was great.
Yeah.
You're leaving me?
For a TurboTax expert who charges me less but gives me more. Sing it, Adam.
A tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is the tax break.
It's time to move on to a TurboTax expert.
This is the tax breakup.
This fall, switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat the price you paid your pro last tax season.
Now think about it this way. From a marketing standpoint, it's brilliant. Because,
taxes plus infidelity. Who doesn't love that?
But it's getting played over and over again on radio shows just like this one. I'm not special. Other shows have talked about it. It's gone viral on social media. Adam Devine is a funny dude in his own right. And he's posted on his social media just because of the song. Anybody can make a commercial, but when you include the music element, it travels. It can move in different places.
And if it really takes off the way it has, then it's going to be one of those recurring commercials. Like it's going to keep coming back, coming back with new songs or
new versions.
New versions. Yeah.
They'll do a remix of the song.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure they have to be already working on the next version of the song, because if you look at the commercial, it's almost like he's a boy band from the 90s.
Yeah.
He's doing all the movements.
The air, the air blowing his smoke screen.
It is really, really funny. And if you're a student of music or if you grew up in the MTV era, it could have been 98 Degrees. It could have been NSYNC. Could have been Backstreet Boys. But the way he was performing, it was really reminiscent of that. And there were so many inside jokes. It was a well-produced commercial. And on top of it, that sounded like a real-ass song.
About a guy whose wife's leaving him for the tax guy. So he's going to get taxed and left.
Yeah. Well, there was that kind of hidden theme where it wasn't just a breakup with the tax guy. It was he was basically, leaving for a younger tax guy who was better looking, more muscular. And it was all part of it.
All right. How about that nothing is everything jingle? Because I think the people responsible for that deserve an old fashioned blanket party with the bars of soap and the socks.
Hey, can you pull that one up, Stefan?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Give him some help.
Oh, it's for a drug called Skyrizi.
Skyrizi, that's it. Yes. And, and of course, we always joke about the Pepto-Bismol commercial, their song.
Well, you're the best at singing that. Yeah, diarrhea. The voice of an angel singing about diarrhea. How
if
could you go
can
wrong?
Work the word diarrhea into a jingle, you have earned your money. So Skyrizi, that's a good one.
Well, what does that even mean, though? Nothing is everything.
I don't know. I mean,
that's like an old Saturday Night Live routine. Everything is everything, baby. And those things that aren't everything, I call nothing.
You found it?
I think so.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
It's on me, nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
That slaps.
Stop.
Oh.
I see nothing in a different way. And it's my moment, so I just gotta say.
This is the full version.
Things are getting clearer.
His extended remix version.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's on me. Nothing
All right, listen, I have a philosophy degree, and hearing this woman repeat nothing is everything almost makes my head explode.
But just like pop songs, the words usually don't make any sense.
No,
That's if you can understand the lyrics and then you remember the lyrics, you memorize them. Even today, I can't tell you what the hell Studio is about by Phil Collins.
I know, and Paul McCartney's Jet and all that stuff, but this isn't that.
Wang Chung,
this is
Dance
just
All
to
Days.
sell you garbage.
Yeah, I get all that, but there's a reason they're effective.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion.
Okay, this slaps.
Diarrhea.
What? I guess someone remixed it.
Right.
Well, yeah, what kind of mix is that?
Wait. But that's our point. They remixed it because the song was that catchy. It goes viral on social media and it takes on a life of its own.
The Super Porcelain remix.
That's why you keep making these songs.
You're leaving me?
For a TurboTax expert who charges me less but gives me more. Sing it, Adam.
A tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price.
Oh, he's giving her more.
Tax break.
It's time to move on to a TurboTax expert.
This is a tax breakup.
Oh, that
This
slaps.
fall, switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat the price you paid your pro last tax season.
Now, honestly, I think TurboTax owes me some money for all that promotion.
And that commercial was brought to you by a tax cuckold.
Can you say that word on radio?
Yeah, of course you can. That's not a dirty word. I don't think
Is
it
it?
is. Do you have a list there, Foosh?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's a dirty word.
Just because it's not one of the 7 words you can't say, like George Carlin, it's not one of those words.
No.
But it's just one of those words like we're not supposed to say the full word D-bag. We're not supposed to say that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah. So now you know.
Now he knows.
Now you know. There are a few others that I can't really describe, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Like you can say a-hole, and I can say whole ass, but I can't say.
Well, it's like the old George Carlin joke. You can prick your finger, but that's all I'm going to say.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And we love all things Cobra Kai here on the show. And as we go through the final season of Cobra Kai, it's broken up into 3 parts. Part 2 of season 6 is going to hit Netflix on November 28th. And the third and final installment of the show, and it's going to be a series finale, is yet to be announced, but it's supposed to be in 2025. But my question, and many fans of the show have questions as to whether there will be any crossover or inclusion of Jaden Smith's Karate Kid. There was a question of whether you would have Hilary Swank, who played in the movie The Next Karate Kid with Pat Morita. One of those questions has been answered. And we know because there's an upcoming Karate Kid movie. I don't know. I think it's maybe in 2025 or 2026. But we know the title of the movie and some of the stars of the movie. The title of the new Karate Kid movie.
Wait. Do we need a drum roll?
I don't know. I don't think Stefan has a drum roll ready.
No, folks, you have a drum roll ready?
He's searching.
Oh, man.
He found the diarrhea faster. I don't know why that is.
I got it.
Okay. Karate Kid Legends.
Nice.
That sounds better than Karate Kid pensioners.
Mark, you're on timeout, good sir.
The Karate Kid Legends movie will further the decade-spanning storyline of student-turned-sensei Daniel LaRusso, and it will include Jackie Chan.
No.
Who will reprise his character of Mr. Han from the 2010 The Karate Kid remake. And if you're wondering how could that be, well, Will Smith and James Lasseter, they've teamed up for the Jackie Chan one, and they own the rights to the Karate Kid franchise. So anything that's Cobra Kai, anything that's Karate Kid, Will Smith owns that. That means Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan will be coming back. We know specifically Jackie Chan, Mr. Han. They didn't say Jaden Smith, but I don't see how they're going to do it without Jaden Smith.
Look, we were hoping, we were praying, we had our fingers, eyes, and toes crossed. This confirmation that it actually is Mr. Han from the Jaden Smith, and I'm going to call it Kung Fu Kid because it wasn't karate that they were highlighting in that film, but whatever. The fact that they're bringing these universes together in a film, it just means that our wildest Karate Kid dreams are coming true.
Maybe, and I don't want to rain on your parade, and I don't want to sap your enthusiasm, but the creators of Cobra Kai, Josh Heald, John Hurwitz, and Hayden Schlossberg, are not involved with the new movie. That's the only thing that gives me pause.
Well, okay. And here's the thing. I'm not necessarily bothered by that, if only because this movie was being shot and a lot of what was going on in the movie was happening at the same time as they were busy trying to wrap up Cobra Kai. And they've been writing and getting ready for the Cobra Kai franchise as they say it moves past the legends that are part of it now, i.e. looking to pass the baton to the next generation, i.e. Sholo, Marduena's, Miguel and all the other Robbie and all the other characters. So I can see why they may not be involved in this. And as much as I love Cobra Kai, I don't know if that style of filmmaking that they're doing on television would translate well to a feature film. So
it may not, but I do want that. Look, I would hate to think that Cobra Kai put in all that time across 6 seasons to not graduate those characters at least to the film universe.
Well, I mean, Daniel's in it.
No, but I'm saying Cobra Kai, let's just call them the next generation.
Yes, okay.
You put all this time developing those characters. I would like to see them have some role, pun intended, in the movie. Since you're going to blend Daniel and Mr. Han, Daniel already is firmly connected to the Cobra Kai universe.
Yes.
You might as well bring him along with you.
Now, have we possibly seen the reasons why it just has Daniel LaRusso in this film with Jackie Chan's Mr. Han? If because what they're showing us now is that Daniel's being taken away from Miyagi-Do and what that is for him, and he's being pulled into a different direction into finding out more about Mr. Miyagi, which is what could have pulled him to China and coming into contact with Mr. Han.
Maybe. Hopefully there will be a direct handoff in that regard as far as story.
Yeah.
Where Cobra Kai, you're telling this story and it sets up whatever is going to happen in the movie. And I hope it's not completely divorced from whatever is happening in Cobra Kai. You know, they've spent, I don't know, almost 10 years at this point over these 6 seasons trying to tell these and develop these new stories and storylines. I would hate for them to just give it away and not bring it to the movies, you know, because the only reason we're having a Karate Kid Legends movie is because of Cobra Kai.
Yes.
There is no renewed interest in a Karate Kid movie blending those two worlds without Cobra Kai. If you went back to the last Karate Kid movie of 2010 with Mr. Han and Jaden Smith, and there was nothing in between, there's no reason to do this movie with Ralph Macchio. I don't think there would be any real interest, but now there's absolutely interest.
There's absolutely interest. We don't know if back in the day, if Mr. Han and Mr. Miyagi crossed paths, if they had words,
that would be
was
great.
Beef.
Yeah.
And they are actually saying that this is the 6th Karate Kid film. They're not just saying it's just a Karate Kid movie.
Yeah.
They are saying that it is the 6th in the franchise. So they are directly connecting it to Karate Kid. So you can't separate that from Cobra Kai. You just can't. And the same people responsible for Cobra Kai and the continuation of the Karate Kid, they're involved. Why not?
Can't wait. Tiffany Hobbs. What's that you're wearing, Tiffany? Was it Timeless Los Angeles sweatshirt?
Yes. So it's a lovely local brand, Timeless Los Angeles. I appreciate that you're asking me because I get to give them some free pub. They're wonderful. You can find them on Instagram at Timeless Los Angeles, I believe. If you can't find them there, you can certainly go to my Instagram at Tiff Hobbs on here. Funny name. And you can see this sweatsuit because they have many colors, very comfortable, and I want it to be camera ready.
Look, we love shouting out small businesses here on Later with Mo Kelly.
Yeah. And I was told green is my color. Steph and I have decided green is my color. So I'm kind of redoing my aesthetic.
Who
so
told that you that was your color?
Steph, my fashion guru in there.
Did your fiance say the same?
Yeah, he has. Well, he's smart. He says every color is my color. Steph is very specific.
He'll stop saying that after he gets married. I'm just letting you know. We stop lying.
Oh, God. What are you saying?
It's time to go to break. That's what I'm saying. KFI AM 640. Live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, and none of it is allowed here.
KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live